Content warning. Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is not suitable for all audiences, and viewer/listener discretion is advised. For example, if, when you just heard the term ladies and gentlemen, you immediately thought about how exclusionary it is, then it's probably best you turn this off now.
Jizz went up my nose. Like, after giving a blowjob,
yeah,
he finished. It went shot straight up my nostril. It never came back out.
Ever?
I
Well, no,
don't
that
know
just went
what
into
happened.
you. You
I don't know
absorbed
if
that.
my brain's pregnant or what, but
Hello, I'm Rob Mulholland and welcome to Dead Men Talking. You may have noticed that with me today, there isn't a big, fat, smelly, gross, sweaty cunt. Unfortunately, Freddy can't be here to record this intro because he just got a phone call off one of his mates telling him that a major supermarket had just dumped a load of out-of-date seafood into a skip out the back. So he sort of trotted off with his little bib and his crab hammer, muttering about garlic butter. So I don't know if we'll ever see him again. He's in the episode, though. We've got a great episode here with Millie Dollar, burlesque performer and comedian. It's a cracking episode. If you enjoy it, why not treat yourself to a little Patreon, eh? £3 a month. Get yourself on there, patreon.com/deadmentalkpod. You get loads of stuff. You get an extra episode every week. You get access to the videos that we show on the episode that are too filthy to show on YouTube or literally anywhere else. And a lot of other bonuses, and you keep us going, so we appreciate that because I think we're going to need to pay for Freddy's stomach to get pumped, and that is going to be a big job. We're going to need an industrial level pump. So please enjoy this episode. I hope you do. It is with Millie Dollar and a big fat cunt. We're in. There we go. Yeah.
We're in.
That's how I'm starting.
We're in, and we have special guest this week, burlesque performer Millie Dollar.
Hello, Millie.
Hi.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show. Also, making forays into the world of comedy as well.
Yeah, still quite a new thing, the comedy side, but
Yeah.
How long's the burlesque side been going?
it will be 16 years in December.
60. Now, if you don't mind me asking, you don't look 32.
36.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, isn't it? Like when someone says I've been doing it for 16 years and they look early 30s.
Yeah, I don't know if there's junior burlesque. It doesn't seem like a thing that should happen.
I put it down to the adult acne. It just helps keep you young.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to live forever.
Like you got regenerative skin.
Yeah. It just keeps regrowing in like the form of one small red mound at a time.
I'd literally rather be dead. I'd rather be dead.
Well, give yourself 5 years, your wish will come true.
Thank you very much. I'd rather have heart disease than regenerative, flaky ass skin.
Yeah, you're making me feel like early Jimmy Savile. I'm making your dreams come true, mate. If you want heart disease, it's fucking coming down the track.
So how did you? Which is famously how heart disease comes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Down a track like a train.
Well, it's not going to be walking, is it?
yeah.
So
It's got a 205 Virgin Pendolino to an early grave.
So were you like 20 when you started then?
I think I was 21.
All right, cool.
When I began.
What made you get into burlesque? Was it a distant relationship with a parent, or what was?
Is there an uncle we don't speak to anymore?
There was I've saved most of the trauma for the comedy. Really.
Oh,
jeez. I know. This is it. Comedians go,
Get it all out
what
now.
trauma caused you to get into burlesque? We're fucking comedians.
Yeah. Hello, Potts.
Yeah.
This is Kettle. You got touched by your dad.
Yeah. Burlesque and comedy is a double whammy, though. You know, you've really gone in deep there.
It's two very different worlds.
But also, I imagine, fairly similar. It's a lot of weirdos, outsiders, oddballs, freaks.
Yeah.
See,
I mean these in good ways.
I have done a few gigs with burlesque dancers in the past, and I'll be honest with you. I don't see what the fuss is about it. I don't get it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Okay.
It just doesn't. I know that people see. Here's the thing, right? Is sometimes I get really like I do stand up and I'll do a gig, and the gig won't be great, and the audience will be chatting, and the gig won't be set up properly, and the people there, it won't feel like they're there for comedy, and that annoys me. But I have a saying that I repeat to myself in the car, which is that the average person cares about comedy about as much as I care about burlesque, which is not at all.
So great to have you.
Yeah, nice. Thanks for coming. No,
Just get me on and just roast me. That's fine.
no, I'm joking.
See, what you do is pointless.
No, but the thing is,
You sound like the government 2 years ago.
well, I was watching, right? So here's what I was trying to say in a roundabout terms.
Sure.
Is good burlesque is like, oh wow, that's really artful and clever, and I understand what you're doing. But bad burlesque it's like improv in a way. Like when it's done bad, it's shocking. Yeah. It's absolutely shocking.
So you've seen bad burlesque, is what you're telling me.
So I used to do a gig in a place in Preston that was
Cinema.
Do you remember? Did you ever do Corova in Preston? Project Corova.
Oh, I think I did. Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, it was so it was comedy, and they'd have burlesque on as well for no reason other than the fact that it just seemed a bit odd.
Well, I think it was it'll either been comedy's not selling, we'll put some burlesque on, or the other way round. Or it might just be a creepy promoter.
Well,
yeah. You get them, because I've only just recently had my first comedy creep.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, you are officially a comedian now. Welcome.
3 months in, and I'm like,
well, that's pretty
first
good.
Comedy creep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really? What happened?
So I did an open mic a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And there was a guy who came in, and he sat down and just kept staring at me when I wasn't on stage.
But another open mic comic, was it?
No.
Oh, just a punter.
random
Right.
guy.
Right, because
he was looking at me like this.
That is a sexy look, to be fair. I'm amazed you resisted.
Yeah.
Well,
women can't resist an obtuse angle.
Yeah. Gotta love that side eye. But when
Look at it like when my dog looks at me when I'm eating a sandwich.
She'll like me
Any crumbs?
She'll like me even more if I look like a Picasso.
Yeah, it's just a cubist man.
Yeah. But when I finally went on stage, he took about 50 photos of me just on stage. Stand-up set. And then when the night ended, he was outside, lingering, kind of waiting for me. So I came out, and I acted really loud and obnoxious.
Right.
And came out, did a high kick.
Yeah.
Started acting like I'm a dickhead.
It's been like, I know Kung Fu!
Yeah. Wow, yeah. Act like one of those woo girls.
Right.
And he
Trying
left.
to put him off. Oh, nice one.
Left,
Yeah.
it worked. So now I know how to get rid of creeps.
Well, no, that is a real boner killer. So
it's like our reset button as a pervy man.
Woo! You're like, I'll leave it.
Yeah.
As soon as he left, I just went back to normal. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, well handled, but unfortunately, I'd like to tell you that'll be a rare incident.
Well, I think the weirdest thing, he was actually a little bit fit.
Okay.
He was just obviously very weird.
Right.
Don't say that on Oh, God.
He's going to be back now.
He's going to be back now. Going, do you know what? She's a can-can dancer, but I won't let that stop our love.
She loves those angles.
I feel like I want to, it seems like there's some potential with this guy. He just needs to stop being a fucking weirdo.
Do you know,
I need to fix him up. We need a straight eye for the straight guy.
Do you know, again, what Rob was about to say before is that I'd love to be able to say that this is the last time this is going to happen, but unfortunately it really isn't. And it's not just audience members that you're going to have to worry about.
It'll often be other comics.
It'll be other comics as well, so best of luck.
Maybe just
I'm
preemptively...
already in there, but I'm not going to be talking about that. I'm not naming names.
Oh, Christ above.
Just block Freddy from your DMs. I think that's a good idea.
I am a fucking darling, and I've never had sex with any comedian, nor have I ever wanted to. The minute that you step on that stage, you're a colleague, and I'm done with you. That's it. I'm going nowhere near. But it's just I've actually had to have a conversation on more than one occasion where I've sat a female comic down who's just started. And I'm like, you're gonna have to there's some people who are nice, but they're not. But
You're showing them the ropes, just not your rope.
More showing them the rope burns more than anything else. But usually, it's not like it's been the times I've had to have that conversation. It's not been with like 36-year-old women who know the ways of the world.
It's been in burlesque for 16 years. I'm sure you can handle yourself.
Yeah.
It's been with 22-year-olds just out of uni.
Wide-eyed,
Everyone who speaks to me has my best interest at heart.
They're like, this promoter's so nice. He offered me. He said I can stay at his house. It's lovely.
Oh no!
And I'm sure he keeps just brushing past me by accident. Do you know what I mean?
He probably needed to put his hand on my hip.
Yeah. He's just got to touch your hips as he goes by. While there's like 3 meters of space between them.
He's short-sighted. Of course he is. It's just I mean, there is that. Have you ever had that conversation where you go?
I've had it with I had it with male flyers at the Edinburgh Festival because there was a load of young teenage flyers, and there was exactly which comedian it will be.
Oh really? Is that the one that we're not allowed to say?
The one that we're not allowed to say because it's not okay.
No, it's not.
Is this the one that everyone knows about?
Everyone knows
but
about.
Just can't talk about.
Exactly because very litigious. So because of this, like, I turned up at this. Like, I was doing a show for this company who was also putting on this guy's show, and I didn't realise till I arrived.
This mysterious man.
I turned up at the like pre-fringe party for this production company or whatever, and he was there, and I was like, oh shit. And I took like there's all these like 19-year-old lads who were very much his target.
Twinkie.
Yes, they're all like pretty little lads. So I proper took them to one side, and
he's an older guy in his 50s.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, and like, I took him out to one
side.
You're
getting close there.
Yeah. I took him out, and I was like, lads, don't, just a heads up. Don't be alone near him, keep someone with you, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They were like laughing. I was like, no.
Yeah.
It's not a joke.
No, this isn't me doing a bit of banter. I want to be very clear. Please keep yourself safe.
I feel like we need to give this person like a fictitious name.
Okay.
Let's just say Steve.
Yeah. All right. Good fictitious name.
Yeah, Steve.
Yeah.
I've also been told by people in the industry, even though he's not my type, get this, said this when I was around people who were more twinky than me.
Sure.
So I think it was more aimed at them. Don't be near Steve.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? It's one of the
absolutely mental.
Yeah, it was one of the most mind-blowing things when I got into comedy. It's like, so we all just know, do we?
Yeah.
It's just an open secret.
Yeah. And we don't say anything, do we? Okay. And how's that worked out? Stuff very badly.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. But
But what can you do? No one wants to be the one who's going to get sued to death. Because, British libel laws are such that if you can't prove anything, you're fucked.
Yeah.
No matter how many accusations there are, no matter how much,
Yeah, which is why we're working behind a pseudonym.
Yeah, I would like to know. I do know for a fact they have been reported to the police on a few occasions. Yeah. Am I allowed legally to say that person has been reported to the police? I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
Yeah, well, if you want to take the risk...
I'm not going to right now.
No.
I'm just going to say that I'm only a guest at this point.
The views of Dead Men Talking do not reflect the opinions of Millie.
Have you noticed many parallels in between comedy and burlesque so far?
A bit, yeah. There's definitely like the camaraderie.
Nice.
So,
really?
Yeah.
I think comedians are quite self-serving for the most part.
Got loads of mates who are comics, though, innit?
Yeah, that's true. But that's only because comedy takes away all of your other social life.
True, yeah. But
yeah,
no, there is
that.
and there's a genuinely lovely supportive community in the Northwest, innit? We all slag each other off because it's funny, but we all help each other out, innit? It's nice.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We wouldn't be here without having words. Let's fucking be real.
No, absolutely not.
We rode those coattails fucking hard.
And we continue to do so.
If coattail riding was an Olympic sport, you're looking at a couple of gold medalists here.
So you know how in stand-up, right? Let's say you're doing a set or whatever. Yeah. You open up, God, that's fucking two on the front row. Jesus Christ almighty, they're stony-faced fuckers. Yeah. Is it the same in burlesque?
Oh,
do you ever get anyone watching
Well, I think that the weirdest thing is that the one who usually sits in the front row and stares down at you like they think you're a piece of shit, basically. They're always the same ones that come up to you afterwards and go, "That was really good," and you're like, "Well, tell your face."
Yeah.
I thought you hated me, and it just froze you.
Oh no!
When you're mid.
Do you look at
mid dance?
But what you couldn't see was my erection, I really enjoyed it in a different way.
Yeah. I'm so glad this room is dark.
So the times that I watched it at Project Corova, right? There were two people that I remember, right? And I want to see if you know them. And I don't.
Okay.
I know one of the names. And I don't know what. Yeah, fuck it. We'll talk about it. So the other one was from Preston. She was a very tall, almost Amazonian woman.
Keep
right?
talking.
She had she had jet black hair, and her thing was that she was an actual dom within the area, right? And so she'd get like little fucking sub men, and not even messing, every month she'd have like 2 different guys who were cleaning up her shit out, and they were like, "Thank you, mistress," and they'd fucking. And she'd strut around in heels.
They do well.
I used to fucking love it. I was like, good on her.
No, that's sick.
I did a photo shoot one time, and it was in a dominatrix's house.
Yeah.
And like she was doing the shoot as well, but she had, you know what they call sissy maids?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they've changed the term since then.
Sure,
obviously it's not like the most PC term. But
I think that's part of it.
I don't know.
Is that not like a PC term?
I think if you call yourself it, I think like, you know, a sissy definitely can be like a slur. But like I think if you call it yourself, and it's something that everyone's consensual in.
Just so we're all on the same page, that's somebody whose fetish is an over extended version of what they think femininity is.
Well, it's more they dress as maids and they do housework.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I saw one of these on Facebook Marketplace. You know, I wish I'd screenshotted it. There was
right. Looking for? Or?
Yeah, no, so this was someone offering services, right?
Oh my God, let's get a GIMP for the new studio.
Oh, fucking yes. Right, if anyone wants to be our studio GIMP, send us a message.
If anyone wants to be our studio sissy maid.
Get your resident dead men gimping.
Yeah.
Imagine us doing a gig and there's just this 6'3" bloke dressed head to toe in pink maid latex with a tray out on a tray. Like that, and we could just go, "Thank you, Denise."
You don't thank them.
All right.
No. I don't know because I know like one of them I asked him for an ashtray.
Right.
And
when he used his tongue.
Yeah. Well, no, he came and he gave it to me, but then he like bowed like this, like and I was just that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do I say thank? I don't know. I don't want to be like,
away,
bitch.
Oh, fuck off, you little bitch. They'll probably love that.
Maybe.
Do you know what? I always think that, I bet it's like, do you ever watch Below Deck?
Yeah.
You know how like the staff on Below Deck know whether or not someone's accustomed to private yachting?
Sure, yeah.
I bet they looked at you and they were like, "Oh, she's not had a sissy maid before."
Yeah.
Maybe she'd like one, you know?
You can tell she's just not comfortable around them.
But this one on Facebook was just like, it was an advert saying free, and it was just like a guy in a little maid's outfit.
Yeah.
Like stringy dude. Basically, he looked like if you were trying to do a comedy sketch and you wanted someone to play a pedo, right? It's who you get, right? Big like 70s Dennis Nielsen glasses, like scrawny guy, like quite, and he's there in his little maid's outfit, his apron and his little feather duster, and it's like, I will come and do anything you want me to. I'll clean your house for free and all this.
You're gonna hear something soon that'll be called like The Maid Murderer.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Him.
Netflix documentary coming to this guy. Yeah.
The police said they'd never known such a clean crime scene.
That's it. It's very hard to catch. Gets rid of all the DNA.
No fingerprints again. Damn you, maid murderer!
You just left a lace garter at the scene.
Yeah, just left a £50 note on the side, like thank you.
So you were at a dominatrix's. What else was at the dominatrix's?
Well, she did have. There was like a bed frame in another room, which was over the hallway from the room that we were all using as a dressing room.
Sure.
One of the maids must have pissed her off. So she put them in a cage and then came into the room where we were all getting changed. It was like, this guy's being punished. Do not speak to him. So we just had to continue getting ready, knowing that there's someone in a cage in the other room.
That's
amazing. So we're getting a cage for the studio?
I would love a cage for the studio.
All right, we'll get a cage, yeah.
Whenever you fuck up a recording again. Get in the cage, Robert.
We're going to have to get a fucking big cage in case you...
See what the zoo are doing?
We're getting rid of their gorilla enclosure.
You're just going to keep going with this theme and you're going to end up with like human toilets somewhere.
Yeah, like every episode we're going to be strapped to a wall getting pegged.
Oh, I'd fucking love a sex dungeon. I'm a sexual deviant. I don't mind who knows it.
To be clear, our studio is not it. The new studio is not it.
Yet. Exactly. Everything's a sex dungeon if you work hard enough.
Don't let anything stand in the way of your dreams.
My dream is to not have Freddy's cum in our studio. That's my dream.
I think that's inevitable either way.
I told him one time that I was going to wipe jizz on something in here, and he was so upset. Yeah. He was so mad.
Yeah, what a weird that, isn't it? What a weird thing to be upset by.
It's just jizz.
It's your jizz.
Yeah.
Like, even my own jizz, I don't want on me stuff.
Pussy.
You need a drawer that's labelled jizz. Yeah. That you know it's.
I don't want to fill a drawer.
Put it in the jizz drawer.
Imagine filling a drawer with.
Just like, you got to be careful when you're opening it. Well, this one's a bit stiff. It's stuck shut.
Oh. So, yeah, so there's this dominatrix who used to do the things. And I always used to think, like, fair fucking play to her.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, if you found two guys that will pay to be your servants, then fucking milk it for all that it's worth.
That's one step better than slavery.
Jesus, wet.
Well, it is, isn't it?
Well, you have to pay tax on it, so...
Sure, you don't have to pay tax on slaves, that is fair. But, right, you're also getting the income.
You do have to pay tax as a dominatrix, right?
Yeah, sure. But, you know, but you're also making the income. So, you know, you're still better off. You know,
one step better than slavery.
All right, it's several steps better.
Yeah,
imagine.
There's a few things that are better about it. All right.
Imagine the film 12 Years a Dominatrix.
Yeah, 12 Years a sex slave.
Yeah. Still the same whips.
There's gotta have been a porno.
There has to have been.
There has to have been.
All right,
well,
give me a second.
They make fucked up
I'm just going to get an incognito tab up while you're talking.
So,
get the bucket ready.
Another person who used to perform there a lot, and I think you might know this name.
Okay.
Rosie Derbyshire.
No, probably not.
So the reason she unfortunately got murdered.
Oh, this has just made a lot of. I've just found a lot of horrible news stories.
This is probably not the conversation for us to be both having at the same time.
Sorry, I will. I assume it.
So it was I think her partner at the time.
I think I've heard about this because there was at the time a photographer who sold the photos he'd taken of her to the press.
Jesus,
I think
wept.
It was. Just,
Did he?
I think it was this guy.
The same
situation.
one.
I remember because there was a lot of people really upset.
Yeah, that's fucking shitty.
Because it's like, you know, a part of doing burlesque, you do photo shoots, you do pin-up modelling.
Sure.
Yeah.
You don't want them sold to the press.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you if anything happened to me or anything, if I got murdered, right, I'd want a nice picture of me. Stop smiling.
Sorry, I just got lost a bit there.
It's like the plans. They're coming through.
I would want a nice picture of me looking all... I wouldn't want one
How
of
much
me...
Photoshop are they going to have to use? Jesus, it's going to be like one of those... You know when someone uses too many filters and they just look like a circle?
But would it be that thing where you've got that photo printed out for your funeral and they're looking at the picture and then looking at you in the casket like...
Yeah. Like someone's Edinburgh poster.
I just want to say on the headlines... Comic murdered. Picture on page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7.
It's a special pull-out special.
Fold out. Stick it on your wall. No.
Be a pin-up for garages for years to come. So she... I don't know if you probably want him, but yeah, she got murdered by her boyfriend.
Fuck.
Right, who literally beat her to death in the street. It was horrific. It was really bad. Hey. And I think that it was one of those as well. And again, I've not thought about this in years. It happened years ago. But I think it was one of those as well where it was she was ringing the police this guy's causing a lot of problems again. I'm very scared.
The police are ring us back when something actually happens.
Yeah.
Well, they get told a lot of the time. There's nothing we can do.
Nothing
we can do.
You could turn up.
It happens too late.
Yeah, this is it. By the time something's happened, the person's fucking dead.
There was a problem as well as I remember that her profile picture on Facebook was her and him.
Right.
And that's not what you want either, is it?
No.
So they had to go through a huge rigmarole to get it changed because...
Yeah, you got to apply to Facebook and all that.
Well, it's amazing because people don't necessarily think about social media profiles and how they sort of resemble people after they've passed away.
Yeah.
And Facebook, I think, just thinks that they are fine changing the prefix to the word remembering.
Yeah.
And it's like, we've done everything that we need to do.
Yeah.
When actually it's like, no, that's the guy that, so that probably needs changing. But there was no procedure in place for that. So it was a real fucking faff and shit. So, met her.
Freddie always brings up the bleakest stories on this podcast.
How many minutes in?
I know, it's into our comedy podcast.
Okay.
All right, okay, well...
One of the most tragic things I've ever fucking heard.
So I'll bring it back. I'll bring it...
Come on, save it, Freddie. Come on, bring us out of this hole.
Let's take it back to the Gimps. Yeah. Come on.
So, this gimp was raped and murdered. Jesus.
So, I'll bring it back with the best story of working with a burlesque dancer I've ever had.
All right,
okay.
Go on, hit me.
No, he says this now. It's going to end up bleak.
I think you might know who this performer is. I'm not going to say their name, though, but you might be able to tell by the act.
Okay.
So there's something you've to guess along with, right? Rob, I don't think you've heard this story before.
Right.
So I was doing a gig, and it was at a church hall in a tiny village in Yorkshire in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, right? And it was kind of towards the beginning of my comedy career when I...
Were you still Tubby at this point?
No. Thank you for that.
Freddie's original stage name was Tubby. Just Tubby.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Like Prince or Seal.
I wasn't saying were you Tubby at this point. He's always been Tubby. But I mean, like, was his name Tubby was what I was asking,
Right,
to be
okay.
clear.
Are you enjoying yourself?
I am enjoying myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It just seemed a very strange interjection then. So
I know, without
like...
the context of knowing that he chose himself as well to be called
Rob
Tubby.
used to, when he first started, gig under the name Johnny Tallpants.
I didn't, though. I had some dignity. I
did.
Gigged under my own name.
That is a fact. Johnny Tallpants.
Johnny Tallpants.
I mean, it's a good thing to change it before it sticks, because I'm stuck with the stage name now, because it's been
How did you pick Millie Dollar?
It's short for million.
Yeah.
It's not at all.
Well,
I did not put that together.
In no way.
But just a little
an
pun.
Intelligent thing. It's just a pun. But I did...
Burlesque names and drag names. There's a lot of overlap.
Well, the thing is then I did have someone try and cancel me on Twitter because they thought I'd taken it from Millie Dollar.
Oh, right. Jesus. Oh, my God.
Of course.
My new burlesque name, Baby P.
Mine's Maddie McCancan.
Of course, it's definitely not. It's just it's short for million. That was it. But we did have.
I didn't even think of that. Fuck.
We did have a game for a while that you might like, which was trying to turn serial killers' names into like burlesque names.
Oh yeah.
So you'd have like Ed Grind.
Yeah. Jeffrey Da na 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 na.
Oh, that's a good one.
So
back to your story.
This gig, this
moving
is
away.
Yeah.
Right, we've ended
Let's
up on
stop
child
talking
murders
about
again.
murders and
Let's get it back on
It's
track.
not that kind of podcast.
It's very much.
It very much is that kind of podcast.
It's very much like Inception. There's stories within stories within stories with this podcast. So. It was one of my first ever gigs that I'd been booked to headline, right? And I remember being a bit worried because I knew that I had a 10 that worked, and I had another 10 that was
such a brutal stage of comedy.
Yeah.
When you're like, this is all I have.
You're
getting it no matter what.
Yeah. And the thing is when you have material like that, so we go into the room, right? Mm-hmm. And I swear to God, it's a church hall, and the average age is about 60, right?
Yeah, and like small village Yorkshire, not known for its liberalism.
Yeah. The first 2 rows are the Women's Institute. And when I say the women's, I don't mean
like
they
a cool modern one.
Yeah, they don't mean like they look like they might be the Women's Institute.
How did you know they were the Women's
Institute? They were wearing fucking badges
so
that
they
said...
weren't there like knitting and potting jam.
No, they literally were wearing badges that said WI, and they were all about 70, and they had like, they were dressed like fucking head to toe in like weird tweedy type shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, they were the Women's Institute, right?
Yeah, Yorkshire Villagers, yeah.
So, right, I'm looking and I'm like, this is not going to go well for me. I'm like, look, I knew that I had that 10, and the other 10 I knew they just were not going to like. And so you make a choice then. You go, do I do 5 minutes at the top and then 5 minutes at the end, and just accept that the middle is going to be a shit show.
Yeah. That is the correct one, by the way, because I've done it before where I've had one of those and I've panicked and I've done my closer early because I'm like, I've got to get them something that works, and then I've got nothing.
Well, that's
nowhere to go
so that's
from
similar
there,
to what I did. So my second option was, what about if I did my strongest 10, and then hopefully they'll be on side.
The momentum will carry you.
And the shit show that is the second half, they'll be so happy about the first half that maybe the wave will just carry me through.
So how badly did you die in the first 10 minutes?
Okay. so the comper was the guy that booked the gig, which is always a fucking red alarm. The first guy was, and you'll remember him. Do you remember Jimmy O?
Yeah, I remember Jimmy O, the Wigan Joker.
Yeah, the first act was Jimmy O, who got kicked off the circuit for being racist.
Yeah.
So,
right.
And bear that in mind, got kicked off the Northern Comedy Circuit. So this is a level we're dealing with.
Yeah. I mean, what he should have done really is just started his own podcast.
I think he has, to be fair. I think he's doing all right.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was always nice with me, but a lot of people didn't like him.
Yeah. you haven't...
You look like you might be a racist as well. Like, I could see him going, here's one of mine.
I mean, I also like
We've
spicy
got
food.
something in common.
So he did not do well, right? And I'd have thought that he might be somebody that they quite liked. And
He's quite old school.
Didn't do well. The second act was a character act that doesn't do it anymore, called Elizabeth Hotson. I don't know if you ever remember it. This is going way back,
I
right?
don't know.
And she did a character act where she dressed up like a chav, and she wore like you know those pink like juicy tracksuits and stuff. She wore that, and she caked herself with fake tan, and she had big fuck off hoop earrings.
People are funny.
Basically. But she was like, it was basically like female Lee Nelson, right?
Right.
But she was doing this in a village full of middle class 60-year-olds in Yorkshire that had never seen this creature before.
Yeah.
And the thing is she wasn't like, oh, I'm a chav. Do you know what I mean? And they'd be like, oh, well, we've heard of that. Ha ha ha. It was slightly more nuanced in that it was like more sayings that you'd know only if you were properly aware of that culture.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to wet you up and stuff like that. Whatever. You know what I mean?
The audience are like, why is there someone threatening us right now?
Exactly. They have no idea, right? So I come on and I'm like, okay, so this has been bad so far, but I've got that solid 10. And I would say they tolerated it. It was maybe a 4 or 5 out of 10 gig.
Yeah.
But the whole time, I knew what was coming.
Yeah.
And I was like, this can only get worse. But the audience were looking at me like, well, this can only get better. So there was such a gear shift where they were like, please be funnier. And then they were like, oh dear. Like, it was dreadful. Yeah. Anyway, it ends on a sour note, and it's weird, and I just can't wait to leave. And then the organizer stroke MC goes, we've got one last surprise for you. Here to do some burlesque dancing is whatever you're called, right? So this woman walks on stage.
Shannon Matthews. I'm just assuming that's how the namings work. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So Shannon walks on.
All right. So walked on stage, right? And okay. So I'm trying to think of the best way to tell the story. So she walks on, and she's dressed head to toe as a milkmaid. Right.
Okay.
She's got
pigtails.
She's got pigtails. She's got one of those like a milkmaidy type blouse on. She's got like a long sort of flowy skirt.
Dressed like Heidi.
Yeah, she's got one of those, those milkmaid type, sort of like little silken scarf things that cover your head type. That's what she's wearing, right?
Bit Amish looking.
Yeah, and she's also as well. She's a very nice. She's a bit bigger as well, right? So she sort of looks like German milkmaid type thing.
Sure.
You know. So she walks on. She's got a cassette player under her arm, right? Puts the cassette player on this stool next to her, and she presses play. And nothing happens for a minute, and then all of a sudden it starts playing. Do you know what I mean? So it starts playing
in my brain, going through who I think it might be, but I'm not definite.
Well, okay. So it starts playing, and the music goes, High on the hill lives a lonely goat, yole, 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 hee hoo. A lonely goat, yole, yole, yole. And she's dancing around and she's buddy bum bumba, yole, yole, and the music stops and she whips her silk scarf off and there's a pair of cow ears on her head. And so the music starts again. Buddy, lonely go, and then she turns around, she turns back to the audience, and she's got a little snout on her nose, like a little cow snout. And she's dancing around, and then she whips off her skirt, and she's wearing some big cow bloomers, right? And then the music starts again. And bearing in mind, silence. Absolute and she's dancing, but she's not dancing in a sexy burlesque way. She's dancing in a humbuddy.
She's doing a bit of comedy burlesque.
Yeah.
So.
Totally.
Yeah.
And
I
then
love that your dedication that you're doing the whole song.
Thank you. And then she whips off her top, and there's a bra that has been made to look like cow udders.
Amazing. Please tell me this. I was hoping there was going to be tassels on her teeth.
Just leave. So, she's... And bear in mind, the Women's Institute are looking at this like, the fuck is going on? Music plays again. Lonely girl. Lonely girl. Music stops. Milk flies out of her tits, soaks the fucking Women's Institute.
Like they're watching Shamu.
Mate, honestly,
They're trying to aim it into their China cup. Like.
One of the presiding memories of my years of comedy is watching a woman with a Women's Institute badge and a blouse buttoned up to her fucking Adam's apple, just literally wiping milk off her glasses. And if you get up what I've just shown you there, if you get up the thing, there's a picture, and you will see, it's one of my favourite pictures that's ever been taken.
Yeah.
You'll see milk flying out of this performer's tits, and you'll see me just peering through a crack, watching it all.
This is incredible.
Amazed.
So were you backstage just having the greatest time?
Look, there's little Freddy there.
Yeah. Oh. Creeping in the cracks there.
Just creeping in the shadows, and you just see milk flying out them titties.
I mean, looks really happy about
wouldn't
soaking
you be?
Those women's institute. Oh, fuck yeah!
What a laugh! Especially if they're not going for it. I reckon that'd be even more fun.
That'd
just
be really
spraying
satisfying.
Them with it.
This is what.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I felt such an affinity with her because all the time I've been there going, they're not going to go for this second 10. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Imagine filling your bra up with Cravendale. Just like, I don't know if they're going to go for this. I don't know if they're going to like this. Yeah. So that's my favourite burlesque performer that I've ever worked with.
Yeah, sick. To be fair, love the act. I think it looks sick. I've seen a lot worse entertainment than that.
Do you know what? As well, is there's a wonderfully perverse smile on her face that says, "I know you hate this, and I got to do it anyway."
She's having her moment of fuck you.
Yeah, I wish I could have done that. I had one of those, not burlesque, but I had one early on where again I only had 10 minutes, and at that point I had a 3-minute routine about a girl telling me that my cum tasted bad, and I knew that
the Women's Institute would go for that.
Yeah, I was like sea of white hair in this little village in Cumbria, and I knew it was coming, and I bottled it, did my closer early. Yeah. So I'm 6 minutes into my 10. Yeah. The closer hasn't gone great. Right, it's gone okay. Yeah. And I know that I've got to then go. There was a line in it where I just hardly went, I just really hard went, my cum tastes disgusting. I knew I had to say that to a room full of pensioners.
Is that your segue as well?
It was just a really harsh segue,
so you know everyone in this room.
Yeah, it was essentially that. And the joke would, people would really laugh because they'd be like, oh, what a wild thing to say. Not here. It's the most silent I've ever heard anything be. Yeah. After that. I've been in libraries that sounded deafening compared to the noise after that. There was just the sound of a teaspoon going back on a saucer, just someone going
Can you remember the promoter?
Could you hear the teaspoon stop mid-stir?
It was that sort of thing. Yeah. It's like I'd walked into an Old West saloon and no one knew me, like piano stops. Oh. Patreon! It costs £3 a month and you get loads of extra stuff. Why not treat yourself to a little subscription? £3 is fuck all. Unless you're skint, then it is quite a lot, I guess. But if you're not a poverty penner, get yourself on Patreon. You get loads of extras, loads of bonuses. Like there's loads of extra stuff. We put up all our live shows once a month. We're doing them. We stick them up on the Patreon. You can see them there. You get an extra episode every week of beautiful chat with me and a big fat cunt. Also, there's stuff like my punishment sets up there, little bonuses, we're making loads of extra stuff. It's all going to be up there. And, you can join the army of the dead, get yourself in the dark room on Discord and see all the horrible stuff that is going to be burned into your retinas forever. So, if you've got £3 knocking about, why not give it to me? Go on, I'd like it.
What's the weirdest act you've ever seen?
I've seen quite a few weird acts, but there's one that I saw live, and it was at a night called Sleaze in London, and it was...
If it's called Sleaze, by the way...
You know what you're getting.
Well, the whole point of the night was that it was meant to be like the kind of really filthy acts you wouldn't really see anywhere else.
Cool.
And there was someone, I don't know who he was, because he wore a monkey mask the entire time.
Uh-huh.
And then he would eat a banana, throw the banana peel onto the midsection, catwalk, strut down, purposely stand on it, slip, fall, go back, do it again, and he just kept doing that again and again. But I don't know if it was the same guy or someone with a very similar act who then finished their act by lighting a candle on stage and then burning their pubic hair off.
Wow. That's a finish.
It is, but it's one that you can only do every once in a while, yeah?
Yeah, you can't be doing that three times a week.
Yeah. Well, the problem is because obviously you can't just dip your pubes into the flame. You have to stretch things out and move things out the way.
Please.
So it's just some guy just shoving his dick around while turning off the pubes.
Please tell me that the music that he chose to accompany it was Atomic Kitten.
Oh, it wasn't,
Eternal
but that would have been good.
Actually, Bee Gees, but yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for the cover, why not?
I didn't know that it was a cover.
It's a cover, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Bee Gees,
Yeah, I think it's Bee Gees, isn't it? The Eternal Flame, yeah. Is it? Or is it Bangles? I think thinking
yeah, the Bangles.
It's the Bangles.
Yeah.
There we go.
See, you're just as bad for not knowing.
I'm not just as bad. I knew it was a cover.
You came in very confident, though, and you're like,
exactly.
no,
Look,
definitely the Bee Gees.
Welcome to being a white man. You say things confidently enough, you usually get away with it. It's been working up till this point. I feel like we're on a downhill slide.
I've been in relationships, I know.
But yeah, no, that is a thing you will know. I will just say things confidently and not realise I'm wrong.
Do you know, did the whole room not smell of burning pubes?
Oh, it did, yeah. And I was sat a bit too close to the stage, so it just stank of burning hair the entire time.
That was
it's not good.
I don't know if it was, because it was the same show, but I don't know if it was the same night. There was someone else who did a balloon pop routine. And you know the song Tequila?
Yeah.
But instead of saying tequila, but instead of tequila, it's on bukkake.
What? Bukkake?
Yeah.
Right.
As in, let's kneel in the middle and have men come on your face.
That's what bukkake is, yeah.
Yeah.
So what
Look at you pretending you don't know. Like, oh, what's bukkake? Is that the one where...
Is that by the Bee Gees, is it?
I think they might have done it.
Yeah, that Bee Gees
Things
song.
got wild in hotels in the 70s, mate.
I think it's the Atomic Kitten you're thinking of.
Yeah.
But what they'd done is they had made a spunk-like mixture and put it in all of the balloons. So when they popped, it would just splatter this fake spunk all over the audience. Yeah. And I remember, sit next to my friend. She got some on her leg. She just picked it up and tasted it and was like, it's just sugar. But there was someone sat...
That's a bold move, though.
It was.
To
but
be
there
like,
was someone sat
you don't
on
want
the
it to
other
find
side.
out it's not at that point, innit? Yeah.
But there was a guy who was... It popped and it went in his face and he just started freaking like, what is this? What is it? What is it? And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was so good.
But I mean, surely he must know that there's nobody alive that's so committed to their art that they can fill 12 balloons up with cum.
It's a lot of cum. You're going to have to get a lot of people involved in that.
I have heard of a guy who did collect his cum for a performance art piece and they were not happy about it. Someone told me about it. So
What was
like
what was the performance piece?
I don't know. For some reason, I recall something to do with a wedding.
Wedding.
Performance art is weird, man. Like I went to an art college, and like my next door neighbour,
Goldsmiths, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Dropped out twice. Didn't do well. But my next door neighbour is.
I like that you went back and you're like,
yeah.
round 2.
I was like, I can get another grant and string this out for another year, basically. But yeah, like my next door neighbour, his final piece, that he was presenting, was projected onto the entranceway of this huge hall at Goldsmiths in the art building. It was like when he went in towards the exhibition, projected onto like not the roof but below. It's huge. This video of him being bummed.
What?
Just a video of him being bummed was his art piece. Yeah. So he was just getting bummed on it, and he's like, there you go. Yeah.
Do you know what
It's like, give you my degree.
Yeah. I think he did all right. Yeah.
I am a bit of an art connoisseur. I love a bit of modern art.
I do too. Yeah.
It's one of my favourite things. Whenever I go to any sort of city, I'll check out the art galleries. I always go to the Tate. I love modern art.
Yeah.
My favourite art piece of all time is a piece called "Take the Money and Run."
Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where it's
So sick.
like a Danish guy or whatever who, like, the fucking art museum were like, look, we'll give you 90,000 euros or whatever to make some art. And he gave them 2 blank canvases.
Yeah, calls, take the money and run. Class.
But like that they still hung them.
Yeah.
And you still have to come along and be like,
Yeah, but that's what modern art is. It's more it's concepts, isn't it? So, that's a great example.
Well,
really.
they're suing him. I think they tried suing him originally, and he was like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's the art.
Yeah,
this is the art. Some art. That's the art.
Yeah.
I get to say what the art is.
Yeah.
Off you go.
Yeah,
but I guess they didn't specify like what colours
exactly.
he was allowed to use or...
He's got them absolutely banged to rights.
Yeah.
I actually, in my head, I like it more that, like, rather than him stewing for months and months, I like the idea that he's just like, I can't be fucking arsed.
Yeah.
What about if I just did nothing? Fucking
well, it's definitely he's definitely 4 glasses of wine in one night gone. What if I just do nothing? It's definitely that sort of thing, isn't it? That's happened there, and he's just gone through with
he
it.
paid for the canvases.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, canvas
He did
isn't cheap.
something.
Do you know there was another one that was dead popular, and I think it's called, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think if I had to be certain, it's called The Artist Will See You Now. And it was this woman,
I've definitely heard this.
Can't remember her name. She sat in an art gallery.
Oh, I do remember.
It might have been. It might have been the Guggenheim or something like that.
It went very viral. This.
And what it was is she'd just sit opposite a table.
Yeah.
And you'd get to sit with her for as long as you wanted. It could be 5 minutes. It could be 6 hours. And you just sit and stared at each other.
Yeah.
Every day she'd do that for like a month.
Yeah.
And the queues were massive.
Marina Abramovich, it was. The Artist is Present, it's called.
Yeah.
Oh, so close.
But you know that when she did that performance art piece, her ex-partner and collaborator came and sat opposite her.
Yeah, and they hadn't seen each other
time.
for like 20 years, and they'd had this like tempestuous love affair, and like they just sat in silence and cried, and it went huge viral.
Yeah.
What a prick move from him,
No, it was genuinely beautiful.
It
was really nice.
Yeah.
Really?
They were all like teary-eyed.
Yeah,
and
they just sat in silence. It went massively viral. Yeah.
She thing is as well is she'll have seen him coming.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell me that after you finish looking at some cunt's face for 20 minutes, you're not looking to see who else is in the queue.
Well, it was like there's loads of people around who sort of came out of a crowd, and so like they're surrounded by people, watching the exhibit happen, and
it's fucking insane.
Yeah, it'd be great if someone just came who was like you owe me 20 quid. Like, I'll find you here. Just like someone who's
sit
at
down, sit opposite her, look her in the eye, and be like, "Heard you've been talking shit." Just see what happens.
Yeah. Turn up with a balloon full of fake cum.
Get your runners
Tequila.
But yeah, I love shit like that though. And it gets a lot of people love like shitting on modern art, but I enjoy the there's loads of like trolling in it. It's fun.
I think it's fucking class.
Yeah, I like conceptual stuff. I like things that
I'd love to be able to get away with it. It's more the story than the fucking piece of it.
Are you saying modern art is the new punk?
Well, in the
In a
it's
way,
become massively corporate and sold out. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a fucking punk bus at like the Jubilee celebration recently.
Was there?
So they had like buses
fuck off,
showing
no.
different bits of music, and they had a bus going around playing God Save the Queen. Like it wasn't like fuck the Queen. And like it shows how like sanitized it's become. It's sad.
I'm watching Pistol.
Yeah,
And
I
the
can't be doing
dramatisation
that.
of it. It's all right,
Yeah.
but it's not very factual truth. But I can't watch it without seeing the guy playing Johnny Rotten and in my head being like, country life, bah!
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
all I can think of.
Yeah, Johnny Rotten's a big old prick now.
Oh, he's a massive sellout.
Well, but to be fair, he is, I did read an interview with him recently, he's caring for his wife who's had Alzheimer's for years, and he's like... Very
She won't
attentive.
remember the butter adverts.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But like,
She's
he
the
was
only one who's not judging him.
Yeah. Did you sell out, Johnny? No, I didn't.
No,
he came out as
definitely.
pro-Trump as well.
Imagine if his
Of course he fucking
wife had Alzheimer's, but she only remembered the butter adverts. So she didn't remember any of the music. She was
Like
like,
with my butter salesman husband.
"You're the butter man." No, I actually had. I remember.
Where's your trombone? Lurpak's fucking £9 now. He's had to pawn his
What?
trombone.
Fuck that.
A pack of Lurpak's got to £9.
No. A kilogram of Lurpak is £9.
That's a pack.
No,
it's a big pack.
It's
a pack.
fucking massive amount of butter.
Still fucking expensive.
So your standard butter now is about £4, which is insane. But you can get butter still for £2. It's a non-story.
Yeah, I don't like Lurpak shit anyway. Like, Lurpak spreadable is one of the biggest lies ever told to man. It's not spreadable.
Really?
It's not
It's
spreadable.
up there with.
Yeah.
It's up there with all the other conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Spreadable Lurpak.
It's up there with the round earth theory.
Is this where we lose you to fucking?
Yeah. This is my QAnon moment. I'm going in. It's Lurpak spreadable. That's my entry point.
Can't believe I was here to see you get cancelled.
Yeah. Like, who would have thought it'd be butter that'd do it? This is how it starts, though. Give me 2 weeks, I'm going to be raiding pizza restaurants.
You don't want to piss off Big Dairy.
Yeah.
We'll never see you again.
But yeah, fuck
They're
you,
going to
Lurpak.
send air round.
Oh, and you don't want to know where the butter comes from.
Yeah. It's alright, if her tits were full of Lurpak spreadable, it'd never get out of the tit. It'd be fine. Just clump in there.
It'll just
clog
come
it.
out as like those little tubes,
Yeah.
you know, when you used
Like
to
a
put plasticine
spiraliser.
in. Yeah.
And do you know what? I think the Women's Institute would have still sat there in silence and just watching spiralise towards their faces.
You know, you can
Slowly
get a turd spiraliser. There's a thing I saw a while ago. Where it's a thing that
Why?
goes on.
Fuck
It
off.
goes on the toilet and it makes like Play-Doh shapes out of your
like
shit.
a star.
Yeah, so you can do like a star shape
That's
or a
right.
heart.
I'd try that once.
Studio toilet.
Yes,
Studio
that'd be
toilet.
great.
All right, cool. We'll get one for the studio.
Although
toilet.
having said that, we don't have our own private toilet.
No, it is communal with the rest of the office building, but
Yeah.
we'll just put it in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
For what purpose?
To shape your pit. What do you mean? What purpose?
Like,
You're
you're
right.
flushing it anyway.
You're acting
just
like you've never
Just a little
wanted
bit of joy
control of poo.
on the way. Yeah.
I've never sat there going, oh God, I wish this was like a perfect circle shape.
Oh, you've never lived. But Freddie's going to have to do a solid one first before it'll work.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to be the issue when you just explode through it.
Can't spiralise water, can you?
Can you spiralise Bovril? Let's go.
Or maybe what'll happen is I'll shit it and it'll just make the toilet water look like the top of a coffee.
You're going to get a crema on it.
Yeah.
Going to do a little leaf pattern.
Like a Guinness.
Get one of those little tiny, those little whizzer things that you get
Yeah, a little milk
for your hot
frother.
chocolate. Just, ooh,
Couple of marshmallows on top.
yeah. Get the
So-
little cream out.
Let's get back to burlesque. What's the worst gig you've ever done, Millie Dollar?
Worst gig I've ever done was so I was told that it was a birthday party, and it was
But I didn't get told that it was for a 5-year-old.
they only told me it's a birthday party and it's at the Crown Hotel.
Uh-huh.
So in my head, I'm thinking Crown Plaza.
Yeah.
Sound all right?
Was it like a boozer called the
Yeah,
Crown?
the Rose and Crown.
The Crown next door to Lime Street Station.
Right.
Whoa.
You know that pub there,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know the pub.
And I go
Hot Water
upstairs.
used to do gigs there.
Did they?
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
their original venue, yeah.
No, the
Up-
original one was Envy.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
The second one.
This
then,
was the
it,
second one. It
Yeah.
was you go upstairs at the side. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went upstairs to the function room. It wasn't a birthday party, it was a stag do.
Oh, little fuckers.
Very different vibe.
Quite a different vibe.
Mm.
They were all dressed as either Ali G, Borat, or One Very Brave Bruno.
Right.
Wow.
So they're a Sacha Baron Cohen themed stag do.
Yeah.
Why are you hiring a burlesque dancer for a stag do? Hire a stripper for a stag do.
Because they don't know the difference when obviously, you know, if you're educated, you know the difference between a stripper and a burlesque dancer is about 3 stone. So I'm sorry.
It's just having to get me cancelled now. They're going to be like, you said nothing. I'm like, what could I say?
But there is a definite... Because I imagine, like, all joking aside, a stripper's trying to get you turned on and that's it. Whereas a burlesque dancer is trying to present the mainly female
There's a bit more
form.
of an artistic touch to it. With
Well, it's more like really elaborate costumes, and it's more about like...
You put a fair bit more effort into it.
You get less fanny, more tassels.
I wouldn't say, because like... lap dancers and pole dancers, they work really hard. Like it's
they do when I'm
really like they've got to be strong and tough and also sociable. I'm the opposite. I'm not sociable in any way. So,
there's more like, you know, you got to do more more of the socialising with being a stripper.
So I say
like,
burlesque
you got to sort of
is
pretend that you like a creepy guy.
I say like burlesque is like stripping with people who have social anxiety.
Yeah.
Like you can't have a conversation with you. But
It's artistic
around
stripping.
you.
You're trying to do a different thing as well, aren't you? Like, it's not necessarily, I don't know, or is it like necessarily, I didn't think that it was about like so much. I thought the stripping thing, 90% of the game was, I'm going to try and turn you on. Whereas
I've had strippers trying to make me jizz in my pants. I don't think burlesque dancers
I thought
that.
burlesque was more like, I'm trying to present like form and ideas and stuff, and I'm trying to sort of present myself in a different way.
Well, there's so many different types of burlesque now.
Okay.
And there is quite a bit of crossover as well between burlesque and people who work in lap dancing clubs as well.
Oh, okay.
And
so
especially
they do
if you go to like American like strip clubs as well, they're often like a bigger production. Like especially like Atlanta strip clubs, like they're like party places. People just go to the strip club to hang out, and there's like spectacular shows and stuff. Yeah.
Do you know what?
And it's just like we just go for a drink down the strip club. Like wouldn't do it in Britain because they're seedy and it's a bit like the atmosphere is different.
It depends where you go. Really.
Every strip club I've been in has been gross. And like that's
why
but
are
I'm
you
there.
like going to the strip club above Woody's or something?
I was going to like basically wherever was closest when I was coked off my tits was where I would go.
Right.
To be fair, every strip club I've been to, I really don't like them either. I really don't like it. It's because I always feel like, look, you don't want to fucking do this, and I'm not really that arsed if you don't want to do it. Do you know? Like, I think we've said this before. The sexiest thing is consent. Do you know what I mean? And I don't feel like you really want to do it other than just for money. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just like, should we just
I don't,
not?
I
do you know what I mean?
I don't mind if it gets down to that like honesty of it. I don't like you don't have to like pretend that you're like into me. You know, I don't need that bit of the.
No, I just feel.
You just prefer your strippers to have like a very slight air of contempt for you.
Yeah. And if they didn't when they started,
it's like you got 5 minutes to turn it around.
Yeah.
Rob only likes strippers that says thing under their breaths.
Yeah. If I see him looking over at one of their colleagues like this, I'm like, fucking too right, let's go.
Fucking flaky bastard.
Roll it again, let's have another song.
He's going to live forever with that fucking disgusting skin. Gee, what a knobhead. What a weird specky twat. Fucking hell. Well, I didn't know. I thought that stripping and burlesque was like Americans and Canadians, and that they don't like being mixed up with one another.
I mean, there's some performers might be a little bit more like what's the word? They kind of get those sort of, they think they're better than, or you know, they get that idea, which I really hate. I hate it when people say like, "Oh no, burlesque is like classy stripping." I'm like, no, it's still stripping. Or when people say, "Don't call me a stripper, I'm a burlesque dancer," I'm like, you're stripping off your clothes. You're a stripper. That is what you're doing. So I don't like the divide that people try and put between the two. Because it's like, I really admire the people I know and friends I know and people who have seen performing, doing like lap dancing and pole dancing, because it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's like the upper body strength involved is impressive. Yeah,
I think the grind is impressive.
Yeah, it's a hard job.
And
it's
grind is in burlesque as well, you know.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, just like I wouldn't want to have to approach so many groups of people over the course of an evening and pretend to like them. That'd drive me insane.
Yeah.
The dancing bit, I don't think I give a fuck about, because you're sort of on I imagine.
Just got such a horrific mental image of you shaking your little wobbly arse in someone's face.
I've got a corset on. There you go.
Spilling out of
it. And a sissy maid outfit.
I can really see that, you know. I can really picture you.
2,500 Patreon. No.
Yeah, you heard it. 2,500 patrons.
No.
He's doing the beans at 2,000. With 2,500, he's doing burlesque. 3,000, he's getting a bra fitting. Right, those are.
So they're trying to get me to have a bra fitting, and I keep saying no.
We just want to take him to like Marks and Spencer's and just deadpan be like, just get him fitted for a bra.
Because
I think Bravissimo might be the better call.
No, you think what? Sorry,
Bravissimo.
Yeah.
This is because I made that stripping burlesque comment, isn't it?
She's fucking
This is it. She just kept one loaded in the chamber, and she waited, and she just took him down.
Welcome to the podcast, Millie. You're smashing it. This is what this is.
Do you know what? Those are always the most dangerous people to roast. The ones that don't feel the need to get back at you straight away.
Yeah.
They can just wait, and they'll pick their moment.
And then just go, fat cunt.
Yeah. Yeah, this is having a conversation with an assassin.
Yeah.
That's what this is. So, going back to the worst gig.
Yeah.
They're all Ali G.
So they're all, Sacha Baron Cohen characters. Yeah. They don't have a sound system. So I brought a friend along, luckily, who...
can beatbox.
Yeah. Do you know the Lonely Goat Herd?
He sat there with like a portable CD player on his lap.
Oh God!
Playing my music
in front of 30 blokes, going, "It's nice."
Oh
yeah, pretty
God.
much my wife and all that shit. But one of them, while I was dancing, did say, "Isn't it customary to get laid on your stag do?" And I was like, "Nah."
No.
Yeah,
right.
That's not. I mean, what did he think was? Oh, perhaps it is.
Oh well, if it's tradition.
And like, he sees me come out like she's got feather boas, she's got rhinestones, she's up for it.
Yeah.
She's up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why they had to pay you to be there.
Yeah. And like she strips herself. It's great because it all looks complicated. It fucking is. So.
Yeah.
What sort of routines do you have then as a burlesque dancer?
So I have I kind of cut down. I have a bit more of like just a couple of routines these days because I've had a lot that have retired over time, or costumes I just don't fit into anymore.
Okay.
Them retired. So at the moment I do like sort of showgirl style bump and grind routine with lots of feather boas and
nice.
Fan dancers as well. I have one where I'm dressed as Dick Tracy.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Oh, how old are you?
33.
How do you not know who
34. I'm
Dick Tracy
34.
is?
I don't know what anything is.
Right, so there was a film in the 90s with Warren Beatty and Madonna.
It's like old detective
It was
style.
like a 40s.
Oh, okay. So
like
like
the mask without the mask.
Like in,
basically,
Inspector Gadget without the gadgets.
Yeah. Old film noir-y sort of detective.
Like,
So
the
you
problem
got,
is not a lot of people know who Dick Tracy is. So I always tell the compere to introduce me as they call her Dick Tracy because of what she does with a pen and paper.
Right.
So
okay. All right. So then it's like a trench coat type thing.
Yeah, trench coat and the
Flash
hat.
a Mac, yeah.
And then kind of have a flash at the end of the first bit facing away from the audience, and then it turns into like a nice fan dance.
And then you solve a mystery at the end as well.
Pull a magnifying glass out of nowhere, like.
That would be a hell of a trick. You really want to go handle first, would be my advice.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Jesus Christ, that's horrific.
Yeah.
Can't do any outside gigs with it because it just in case the sun.
Yeah, what a way to start a fire.
And then there's some guy in the back like, hey, burning pubes is my act.
Yeah. Maybe that's how you get the pubes
Pulls
going.
off his mask.
Yeah.
It was me all along. It's Boris Johnson under there.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
We've got some videos to show you.
Yeah.
This is where videos happen at this point.
Right.
Now.
So we should ask, we'd like to ask before we show people some of our fun videos that our friends have sent us in. If you want to send us a video, it's 07520 644 931. Send them on WhatsApp. Is there anything that you find like particularly gross or upsetting that you wouldn't want to see?
So I do have a metaphobia, which is a phobia of being sick.
Okay.
So I'd rather not see people throw up.
Right, well, that's one of my videos out.
Please do. Actually, the other week, I saw a child throw up.
Yeah.
But then I checked my phone to look away from the child that threw up, and I've been sent a dick pic, so I went back to look at the child throwing up.
Oh, wow.
It's like on the same fucking day.
I don't know where to gag.
Yeah, I'm like, what's worse at this point in time?
Hold on. I don't know what this one is.
So can I quickly say, Rob?
Yeah.
That so part of the fun sometimes
is that you try and make people throw up.
Is that you try and make people throw up.
Yeah, a little bit.
However, if you know the term is a metaphobia, then I'm guessing that we don't want to be. We don't want to turn this into a fucking. No. Well, actually, having said that, it is your house. I don't care.
We've got to book it.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's give it a go. So we had a video the other week of someone snorting cum, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have a story.
You have a story?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
This is really gross. I'm so sorry.
Oh no! No.
This is the pod for you.
I once got jizz went up my nose. Like after giving a blowjob.
Yeah.
He finished. It went shot straight up my nostril. It never came back out.
Ever.
Well,
I
don't know what happened. I don't know if my brain's pregnant or what, but it just didn't come out again.
It'll just dribble down your throat, surely.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah,
but the velocity of it seemed like it went right up.
It's all connected.
Wow.
That's how they got like mummifying these to pull them out.
Imagine in like 20 years.
They'll do that to me and they'll be like,
Imagine in 20 years you go for a brain scan and the doctor goes, Miss Dollar, it's not good. We found a spot on your brain and we believe it to be a tumour. And you go, it might become. Sorry, what? Yeah, I was given a blowy and I snorted some. Can you just double? It is.
Yeah, just get a magnifying glass in and they just see all the little sperm still like, what the fuck is happening?
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but someone was videoing that exact situation and has sent it to us. I think is this you?
Purposefully.
Oh, she's snorting.
Okay, so I didn't purposefully.
Oh my god, so she's snorting it off the dick.
Yeah.
She's gone straight from fucking.
Yeah, she's gone straight to the source.
What is that someone's fetish then?
Yeah.
Do you know what? That sound.
It's not the first cum snorting video we've had.
That sound is fucking killing me. That sound is horrible.
What's
it? Yeah.
The cum snort.
I mean, look. I'm not. I don't want to kink shame anybody, but I feel like if you're gonna snort cum, at least make sure your sinuses are clear.
Right.
I don't hear. Do you know what I mean?
You're like, if you're going to snort my jizz, get the neti pot out first.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't want to snort.
A little bit of Sudafed before you crack in.
Oh, God. It sounds like a pug on a long walk. Oh, God. I hate that sound. Oh, nah, mate. Nah.
I found a really good bit.
That sound's driving me insane. That sound is so bad.
Stop talking over the sound.
I have to.
You just want to hear it. It's like
the people want to hear the sound, Freddie. You're ruining it for the audience.
Okay, go on. Nah.
I love it when I find one that upsets him.
I do wonder though, how like they say all fetishes begin with a certain moment in your life.
Yeah.
What happened there that made them go?
One of their uncles had a cold.
Imagine.
It's amazing. It's like,
is this the new COVID test? Like, can you smell this?
Oh, Christ.
Like, I can't smell it. I must still be sick.
Have you got a sore throat yet? But like it does seem like this is a little bit of a sort of a vein of videos people have sent into us. Like
I am just going to say that I think the hero in this is the guy that is coming whilst there is a nose on his cock sniffing
Well,
up.
he's clearly into it.
Yeah,
And also, like, this guy is dribbling it out. Like, this guy has not got any velocity behind
well,
it. Let's be
maybe.
real.
Well, I think that surely he's trying to,
Do you think you can
control his flow.
Is this?
Do you think? Can
is
you
this
control how
tantric?
fast you jizz?
Maybe this is like tantric cum snorting.
Thank you.
Maybe this is Sting.
this is what he's up to now.
Yeah. Right, but do you think you can control how fast you come?
Every man can.
No, they can't. Shut up.
Yes.
No,
You can't control.
mine comes out at a clip. Like
Every man can control his cum.
No, they can't. Not how fast it's coming out.
Everyone. I can't believe that you can't. You need
I've
to see
never
a
even.
doctor.
Why would you attempt to?
You need to see a doctor.
Let
Have you
it
never even
fly.
tried?
No.
Try tonight. You'll
What,
be able
try
to do
jizz
it.
slowly.
Yes, you'll be able to do it.
This is not true.
This is true.
No,
Millie, back me up. This is true, isn't it?
I know more
Yeah,
than
I
Millie.
mean, you
I've
know,
jizzed
like-
more often than she has.
Well, you clearly
Do you
haven't
not-
jizzed properly. You can't control your own jizz.
Do you
I
not
jizz
watch those
incredibly
porns
hard.
with the slow motion jizz shot? They don't actually have to do that in post.
Yeah, I know. Right, yeah, they slow it down.
No,
like, yeah, but like
yeah,
some
the
guys,
man slows it
some
down.
guys, some guys dribble out. Some
You
guys are
can't-
dribblers, and they're also having like sex 5 times a day, so they might dribble out a bit more.
You
then.
can't control your jizz.
I've never attempted to.
Attempt it
I let
tonight.
it fly. I've got a powerful velocity.
Attempt tonight to control your jizz.
No, I don't
and
want to have a
report
wank
back.
thinking about instructions you've told me.
I feel
don't
like I
want
need to
little
plug my
jerk-off
nose off
instructions.
now. Jesus Christ.
I can't believe you've never done this.
I've never tried to dribble it.
Right, okay.
Why would I want to do
So-
anything
so-
less than my majestic, powerful cum?
Try it. So every time you've come, you've tried to
I've not tried anything.
knock it out the park.
I've not tried anything.
You've gone
I'm Barry Bonds in the
You-
90s, mate. I'm sailing it over the
fucking
fence.
Babe Ruthed it
Yeah.
every time.
Mate, 100%. I'm shattering the backboard.
Me up to the ball.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, mate.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
There's also quite... I'm sorry, Millie. I come quite a lot. If I do it slowly, it's going to take ages.
Yeah, but you can prolong your orgasm.
I don't want... There's enough of it as it is. Like, it's already an issue.
Try it,
Right.
and some point this week, just try it and let us all know how it goes.
Right, I'll film it. Check it on Patreon. You can see me try and jizz slowly.
Have you got any other videos?
Well, yeah, actually, funny you should say that.
So it's a guy just on a table,
Yeah. Like I say, following a theme this week.
and
Yeah.
a woman gets out a. Oh fucking hell! She's gonna snort it like she's doing a line.
Go away. Okay, bye.
She's gonna do a line of cum. She's chopping it with a cord. What's wrong with her? What? Stop chopping it up, love.
That is pro as well. She's done a few lines in her time.
That is not even a
Line I've ever seen.
good line.
Well, no, she does say the worst line she's ever seen in her life.
Oh no! Oh no! No!
she's
no!
going
No!
back in for a
no.
second.
Go in for a second line.
That
Line
the
is a strong
sound-
word. It's a
Right
blob.
in your fucking
There we go.
ear
The-
holes
The,
as well,
the
then.
sound has just done it for me.
Get your headphones. No, get your headphones
The
back on.
sound's killed me, mate.
Get your headphones
No,
back on.
I'm not doing it.
We're not moving on till your headphones are back on.
Oh, fucking hell! What time is it? Come on.
I promise not all of them are people snorting cum. Just loads
Just-
of them today.
Okay, so there's
No,
there's
this-
more than
No,
this.
we have another one from the
That
past where
one's-
someone puts it on there and does like a bifter
Right.
like that.
That
Okay.
one's so
Just a little
bad.
bump.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Do you know what it
Imagine
reminds
it's like someone just getting the last bit of a McDonald's
Yeah,
milkshake there or something.
Just
100%.
about to say the same thing. That's exactly how it sounds.
Yeah.
And from now on,
You're never
whenever I'm
gonna
having a
be able to enjoy
Mackey's, do you know what? I'm always going to leave an inch of Coke at the end of every fucking meal. So I never have to hear that.
Yeah.
Because I'll hear it and I'll shudder, and somebody who I'm with will go, "Why'd you just shudder?" And I'm going to have to go, "Oh, it sounds like a woman snorting up Coke." Sorry, cum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off how do you
off
know
a
that?
desk. I go, well, I've got this podcast.
Yeah, it's a real cool podcast. Oh, here we go. Right, okay, we'll move on from cum snorting. I feel like we've covered it.
Right, okay.
If you've got any more cum snorting videos, do send them in to 07520 644 931. This one, unfortunately, it's quite small on screen. I can't really get it any bigger, but...
Okay, the fact that it's from the website seagore.com lets me know exactly what's
Well,
gonna
it's
fucking-
actually not that gory, don't worry.
Imagine if it's if it's just Sam Gore out and about.
But no, this is a guy doing a real cool stunt, right? Like, he's done a real cool stunt. He's a bit of a stunt guy, this one.
Gonna get
Oh, he's going to do a flip. He's going to... Oh, my God. So that was a guy who tried to jump over a car
while it's driving
towards him, and the car just fucking took him out.
It just goes so badly. So the windscreen, I think. So if we look, he goes... So he jumps, clips the bonnet, doesn't jump quick enough, and just goes straight.
Shatters out.
The windscreen shatters completely. Like the wing mirror or something comes off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not gory. He's just fucked.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Do you know
How
what?
are you with gore stuff? All right. Do you want to see what happens when you put your hand into a mincing machine?
No.
Funny you should ask.
Why?
Well, because I have got that video here. All right, we can save it for another guest if you want.
We'll do one more.
Who filmed it?
No, this
It
one's
was like.
no, this one's in. No, this one's in hospital. It's the aftermath. They're removing the hand from the.
Right, go on. We'll do this as the last one. This will be the last one.
It's all right. It's already happened now. Here we go.
Oh my God, that's one of the worst things I've ever seen. Shit
Jesus
me,
Christ.
that's so bad. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my
It's just jelly with fingers in it.
It really is. I'm off jam for a while.
The Women's Institute wouldn't go for that.
Do you know what?
They'd be raging.
His fingers look so sad.
Yeah, wouldn't you be?
Yeah, but it's just the way his fingers are still there, but they're all like mushy. Yeah.
So the advice is don't put your hands
don't do that.
into a mincing machine.
Holy shit.
How did he get it so far in? And oh my God.
Well, I reckon it'll have been taken in a bit if it's running.
Yeah,
you know,
but still, like.
Yeah. Go on, right, I'll just cleanse the palate before we go, because that one is heavy. Just a nice fun one, this one.
Wait a minute.
This is just someone who has really innovated.
So this is somebody who's stuck 2 stick-on dildos onto 2 doors of his wardrobe, and he's using it so that he can get double-teamed.
Yeah. Like, you've got to admire the innovation here.
Yeah, but why? I mean,
that one in his mouth is enormous.
It is really big.
I get doing the arse to kind of, give yourself a thrill.
Sure, yeah.
But why are you like, I'm just going to suck this plastic dick?
Yeah, it might just be into gagging.
Maybe he's like prepping for like tonight.
Yeah, maybe this is like his warm-up video. Like, this is like...
Yeah. Well, it's just clearing the passages.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. So you know how like athletes do stretches?
Yeah.
Before a big game.
Sure.
That's what he's doing. He's making sure he doesn't blow a hamstring.
He's actually, everyone else on the team's wearing shirts, he's skins.
Fucking hell, this podcast has been a rough one.
Yeah. It's been fucking great, haven't you, mate? Really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me in there.
Yeah, and glad
Show
we
me
could...
a whole new line of porn I didn't know existed.
we have...
It's always a fun day when you learn about a new fetish, isn't it?
The last 4 months since we've been doing this podcast, I have learned a lot, right? So every time I open the WhatsApp, again, 07520 644 931, every time I open it, there are 50 to 100 new videos, right? And they are... all that
wild.
Bad or worse. Yeah.
Right.
It's like just...
And you have to screen through these.
Yeah. Can you imagine the ones I'm like, nah, too much?
Before we go, Millie Dollar, what is it that you like to plug?
Yeah, where can we find you? All that sort of stuff.
I do, of course, have my own podcast because I think we are legally meant to if you do comedy.
Yeah.
I haven't. It's not been out for a while because of COVID, and I like to do everything face to face. So it's coming back soon, and it's about performer, cabaret, burlesque, history, and I have a guest on each.
Awesome. What's it called?
Nice.
It's called Cabaret Darlings.
Cabaret Darlings. Get on it. Get subscribed. Yeah.
That'd be cool. That sounds like a nice...
it's an interesting
I'm
topic.
bringing it back soon. I've been working on an epic 2-parter to
amazing.
begin, but it's like a bit of a heavy one, so I'm kind of taking my time with it,
Where can we find you on like Instagram, Twitter, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Millie_Dollar.
Awesome.
And I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm around. I'm pretty easy to find. I'm
search
like
Millie
a
Dollar, not
stalker's
Dowler.
wet dream.
Not Dowler.
Definitely not Dowler. So
It's a different type of kebab.
yeah, it's really easy to stalk me, basically. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I did enjoy you not catching that for a second.
Yeah. No,
Look how proud of
I was
himself he
encouraging
is.
people to stalk me while you were like...
I'm so pleased. I'm so happy.
Oh Oh, Jesus.
Return fire!
So, if you've enjoyed this episode for some reason, get on our Patreon. It's £3 a month. You can see a jelly hand going in a mincer. What more could you want? And also, we like
a jelly
money.
hand going in a mincer.
Yeah.
Sounds like the last video, not the second to last.
You need to send me that because my mum's new husband has only got one arm, and I know he lost it in an accident that I don't know anything about. So
Hey,
I
I'll
can
forward
go,
it on to you.
Was it this?
Wait, when you say you don't know anything about, is that because when you ask, he goes, "Oh, we don't."
Just looks off into the distance.
Yeah.
I don't talk about.
We don't talk about
the day. I don't talk about.
I lost it birthing a cow.
It's all right. He's a Tory, so.
Fair enough.
Oh, fucking then. Lost it right in his resignation signature.
He's been topical.
So yeah, www.patreon.com/deadmentalkpod.
Yeah, we need money. Give us it.
For £3 a month, you get an extra episode every single week. You get access to the videos that we watched on the Discord server. You get access to all the live shows that we filmed, Rob's punishment set, and all the other shit that we got planned as well. And you help to support the podcast. So if you have enjoyed it, then check that out as well, because that'll be really helping us grow.
Yeah.
Other than that, we'll see you next week. Fuck off.
Get fucked.